Hey guys, welcome to Planning with Crystal. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to do a kind of chatty get ready with me. So I'm going to apply my makeup and stuff for the day and we'll have a bit of a chat as we go along. You might notice my background's looking a little bit different. I have set up a kind of home office slash new place to film part of the house. Just trying to decide what to do kind of with the background and stuff, and there'll be a separate video where I'll go into a bit more detail about my YouTube setup and what equipment I use and all that kind of stuff. And if you've got any kind of thoughts and ideas, let me know. But yeah, so today's video is going to be a get ready with me. I've never done this one before, so it will be interesting to see how easy or difficult it will be to apply makeup and things while chatting to you. My setup, I haven't actually got a mirror or anything here, so it'll be a combination of me using the mirror on the products I'm using and the kind of viewfinder, so we might get quite close. So first of all, I've done my skincare routine, and if you are interested in my skincare routine, in the next few days I will be posting an AM skincare routine. I'm also going to do a PM one as well. I'm going to do them separately because my skincare routines are kind of lengthy and I swap in and out different products. So rather than have a super long video, I'm going to do it as two separate ones. Anyway, let's get some makeup on. So I'm just going to put like a headband on. I tend to just do this just to get my hair out of the way. So it's just not in the way when I'm putting makeup and stuff on. So it's going to be a pretty simple day look, nothing too fancy. I'm going to start off with the Ren Perfect Canvas Primer, and I did a whole video on this if you want to check it out, but I really like this primer, and I'm not a primer girl at all. It's more kind of skincare than it is primer, I'd say. Just put a few drops on and then just apply it to my skin, but I find it kind of helps with shine. So rather than getting shine and things throughout the day, it just leaves your skin looking a little bit healthier and glowier. And if you don't wear makeup, you can absolutely use this as just something to make your skin look that little bit better. So pop that on. Then next I'm going in with my Aborian Cc Cream. This I've talked about before. This is like my holy grail. So again, it's kind of more skincare than it is makeup, but it is a little bit of makeup. And this is that magical product, if you've not seen it, that starts off white like this, and then as you apply it to your skin, it starts to take on the colour of your skin. So it just kind of blends in seamlessly, which I just think is amazing. I'm just going to apply it to half my face actually so you can see the difference first of all. But again, I did a more kind of in-depth review all about the product, and I'll put a card here if you want to learn more, because I just think it is about the best thing I ever discovered for my skin. I can quite confidently wear this at a time where I would normally put foundation on to make my skin look better. And I think this does it without the need for foundation. So that's without, and that's with. I also don't think you need much with this, and you don't need much product, so it lasts a long time. They also do it in like a travel size version, and I love it when brands do that, because it just means that you can try something out without shelling out the amount of money for a full size product, just to see if you like it. And also if and when we can travel again, you can take it with you. So I just love it when brands offer smaller versions of the products and stuff. So when I've done that, I've also got the Aborian Eye version of the CC Cream. So that comes with a little applicator like this. So I just put a small amount. Again, these products just last such a long time. I don't find myself having to keep repurchasing them. Literally a little dot like that. Put it on my ring fingers. Then I just go on like that. And again, it goes on this kind of scary white colour, and then it just starts to kind of blend into skin. So yeah, this is kind of weird, isn't it? It's like a one-way conversation because I can't hear you talking back to me. Although feel free to leave comments and stuff underneath, and I can always chat to you there or on Instagram. So I just kind of put that in like this. This is like a general day look for me. If I'm not filming and I'm not going out, which I'm not at the minute because obviously, you know, we're on in a lockdown, so I generally work from home, and I don't really go anywhere other than for like an exercise kind of walk. So unless I am filming, I don't generally bother to even put makeup on. I just do my skincare routine and my SPF, and that's that really. So yeah, it's not something I'm doing every day, and I don't really miss applying makeup. I find it can be a bit of a faff at times. I don't know, sometimes I'm in the mood, you know, like they say the best part of going out is the getting ready, but then at other times I just cannot be bothered. So I'm much more about the comfort than the looking good type thing. So this is my concealer I'm just going in with, and I know it's going to divide opinion putting the concealer on before I put on eye makeup, because you could kind of say, well, by putting it on this way, is some of it going to fall off? And I don't find that, so this is just the way I do it. And this, by the way, is NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Vanilla. See, I like watching these kind of get ready with me videos, but I find them almost like a sort of shopping video. Like I'll watch other people getting ready and the products they're using, and then it's like, oh, I need that. So I'm just gonna let you know what the products are as we go along, and then if you see anything that you're kind of on the hunt for, or that you'd like to try out, then it should be a little bit easier for you. I'll link them underneath as well. So there'll be a list under there of everything I've used if you do want to kind of pick them up. So now I'm going to go in with my powder. And my powder of choice is the Hourglass. Gosh, that's filthy. I literally wiped it before I started the video and it's still filthy. This is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit in Ghost. I have got the more recent Sculpture palette, but I still find myself reaching for this one. And I kind of want to use this up before I go into the other one too much, if you know what I mean. So I've not got multiple palettes on the go. But you can see I've been using this since it came out, and I tend to favour this shade over here, which is the finishing powder in Dim Light. I just find it kind of gives my skin a bit of extra kind of colour to it instead of leaving it super pale. I always look super pale under the light that I use for filming as well. I like to think I'm marginally less white when I haven't got as much as much of a light on me, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I mean, there's this other one here, the sort of whiter shade, but I don't tend to use that one quite as much, but I prefer this one. And this brush, by the way, I adore. I actually got it a few years ago in America from Sephora. I love Sephora. I wish we had a Sephora in the UK. This is the foundation brush. But I find it works better for powder, personally. I was actually in the shop looking for a powder brush because I forgot to take one on holiday with me, and the lady in the shop recommended this even though it said it was for foundation, and she was right. I love it. It's probably my favourite powder brush actually, and it wasn't super expensive. I think it was like $18. So if you're in the US, you can totally pick this up. If you're in the UK or the EU, I believe you may be able to get it from the Sephora that they have based in France. They do have a Sephora there, so yeah, that's an option if you're on the lookout for like the world's best powder brush. I just love it. I have at times gone underneath my eyes with like a brightening under eye powder, which I've got from Laura Mercier, but I just, again, haven't been reaching for it. So I'm just going to do this as the kind of thing I've been reaching for just lately. I feel like I'm probably going in with a bit more powder than I would usually do. So if I feel like going in with a bit of bronzer in this, again, it just depends on my mood. Obviously I'll take the one out of this palette, and it is called Eternal Bronze Light. Again, just mentioning the shade names because I don't think this palette is available anymore, but you can buy individual shades. So if you see one and think, oh yeah, I like that shade, then you can do that. So I just sort of do it in that 3 that they say. I'm not really one for contouring or anything. I just do it to add a little bit of kind of warmth to the face and a little bit on the neck, just to make myself look a little bit more alive, you know. Then I'm going to go in with a blush. So there's 2 blushes here in this palette, and the one I'm going to use is the kind of reddier version, which is called Strobe Blush in Iridescent Rose, and it's this one. These palettes, you don't even look like you've made much of a dent in them half the time. They don't have to last a long time. I mean, they should do for what they cost, but still. When I'm applying makeup before I'm filming a video, I always feel like I apply a lot of blush so that I look not so all one colour. But then when I get in front of the camera, I think, where is that blush I applied? I can barely see it. Now I'm thinking I've gone overboard, but we shall see. Hopefully it gives me a little bit more colour and things. So that's it for my general makeup look, and I'm going to start on eyes next. I mean, again, it just depends on what I'm doing as to what I use. I've got lots of products and it's just whatever I'm in the mood for. But I'm going to go in with Bobbi Brown's Long Wear Cream Shadow Stick. So this is vanilla. So this is on me, not even really a colour. But you may notice I've got like veins and line type things on my eyelids. So I like to use this instead of using an eyeshadow base, and it just kind of covers them up and makes it look a little bit more uniform. So I love this for doing that for me. So I just literally crayon it on and then kind of rub it in place and go over any areas that I feel are kind of more, need that little bit more kind of coverage. So then what I do, and this is going to sound really, really random, but it is what I do, so I'm going to do it as I would usually do. I get like a sachet, and doesn't matter what the sachet is, but I use it purely to get a bit of a line here. So what I do is I just kind of take it from the corner of the eye up to the end of my brow. And the reason why I do this is because I've got quite hooded eyes. I find I have to be really careful how far I take the colour. And if I go past this, it kind of feels like it's dragging my eye down, making them look heavier than they are. So I did have, and in fact I've still got, like a tape, again, that I got from Sephora, that you can kind of tape to create that sort of line. Almost like a masking tape, but for the eyes. But I've found this works just as well. And obviously can be like reused a million times, as long as you've got another sachet to go with. So I knew this was going to be really difficult, so I'm crayoning it on here, but because I'm watching it in the view kind of finder, it's quite difficult. But the good thing about this is you can totally blend it in with your finger. You don't need to have any brushes, so it's a great one to travel with, or if you just want something super easy. So hopefully you can just see where I've kind of gone in with that. I think I'm going to take it up a tiny bit higher here. See, now that I have got that kind of line there, as long as I don't go over it, I feel like I've got a bit of a base kind of area to apply it to. So yeah, so this is just how I deal with my kind of hooded eyes. Let me know if you've got any tips, if it's sort of an issue you have too. I find it really difficult to keep one eye open when I've got one eye closed. So I'm also going to be filming a video of my kind of plans for 2021 and my channel, and kind of trying to grow my channel and do things in slightly different ways. And I'm definitely after your kind of feedback in that, as people who watch my video, just to kind of let me know what you think I should do or what you would like to see. Yeah, I just like to kind of set myself goals, so I feel like I've got something to kind of aim for, and hopefully by making it into a video it keeps me on track and everything. So check out that video and let me know what you think when I post that one. I'm trying to find my eyeliner now. Okay, so this is a Charlotte Tilbury one. It's a Rock and Coal eye pencil. It's not a liquid eye pencil, it's like a coal pencil. This is in Barbarella Brown. I also have it in, I think it's called Bedroom Black or something like that. So I'm just sort of drawing a little bit of a line here just to kind of give it a tiny bit of definition. and then I'm just going to try and follow that line that I did with the eyeshadow, just to kind of give it that extra bit of lift at the corner. I am terrible with eyeliner. I always seem to practice and just can't quite master it, but I'm just aiming to kind of give the eyes that little bit of extra shape. So I'm not taking it all the way either, I'm only taking it to about here, because I read something that said if you line the whole eyelid and you only have small closer eyes like I have, that it can make it look smaller than it is. So I'm just trying to use some tricks to make the eyes look a little bit more open. I find it really difficult to kind of make them the same on both sides as well. I find all this very difficult. It doesn't come natural to me at all. So next I go in with my eyelash curlers. These are by Shoe and Mirror, but I've got a couple of pairs of eyelash curlers. I'm an eyelash curler kind of girl. I think you either are or you aren't. Some people hate them, hate the thought of trapping your lashes in, but for me, I think they make such a difference to how your eyes look and how your mascara looks that I think they're worth using. I've used them probably quite simply because my mum always used one. I remember watching her apply her mascara and thinking, oh, that's so cool, look at it's like a magic. Sometimes I feel like makeup's a little bit like magic in the way that it can change somebody's face and make them look very different. And I just remember her putting makeup on when I was little. So then naturally when I got older and I was like a teenager and I wanted to start applying makeup, I kind of applied the same makeup and used a lot of the same tools like eyelash curlers as she did. I suppose that's natural. You probably always learn from parents or maybe siblings or whoever it is you live with. So yeah, it's a story of my eyelash curler experiences. So now I am going in with a lash primer. I'm realising now how many steps there are to my simple day routine. It's like there's a lot of work goes into a no makeup routine. So this is Lancome's Sills Booster XL. It's the base, mascara base. It's actually a mini version of it. But having used quite a few lash primers, as in, you know, something else to give your lash a bit of a boost before you apply your mascara, that is by far the best. I've used, last time I travelled, I was at Manchester Airport, ready to fly out, and I realised I'd forgotten my lash primer. So I thought, oh, I'll pick another one up in duty free. And they'd actually sold out of this one because they said it's really popular, and I'm not surprised. So instead I was talked into picking up Dior's lash primer, which I did, but it wasn't anywhere near as good. So found myself not using it very much because it just didn't really do anything. And I went back to the Lancome one, so definitely the best I've tried. But I would love to hear if there are any other kind of lash primers that people think work well, because it's pretty expensive for a lash primer. And mascara wise, I am going in with the Charlotte Tilbury Push Up Lash Mascara, which is the newest Charlotte Tilbury mascara. This is a mini. I got it in my Charlotte Tilbury advent calendar, and I'm glad I did because I didn't need another mascara, so I wouldn't have picked one up to try it. But I love it. I mean, I've just put a little bit on this eye, but I do think you can already see a bit of a difference. And I like the brush as well. It's sort of similar on both sides, but I find I get the best effect by brushing through with one side and then the other side. So yeah, it's definitely my current favourite mascara, so I recommend this one. I really like the effect it gives. Let me know in the comments if you are enjoying this video. I appreciate there's probably bits where I'm going a bit quiet and a bit silent and I'm kind of carrying on. I'll try and maybe speed those up a bit in editing or something so that you're not hanging around too much watching me brush my lashes or whatever. But if you have enjoyed watching this, not that it's finished yet because we're not finished yet, don't go anywhere, do let me know in the comments underneath, because it is something I could do regularly if you enjoy this sort of video. And actually I was thinking of doing like a kind of Q&A, so I was thinking I'll set up a post on Instagram, and if you're not following me on Instagram I will put a link under the video and you can check out my Instagram. I do post on there when I'm posting new videos or other bits of things that are going on in my life, but also you can kind of contact me on there if you want to chat beauty or anything else. And I was thinking of putting a post on there and doing a bit of a Q&A. The post would just be a place where I could kind of collate all your questions. So if there's anything you want to ask me, anything you're curious about, or anything you'd like to see in future videos, or mainly questions you want me to answer, or some, you know, like the whole assumptions type thing, and I don't know, then you could do that and I could do a video of me answering all these questions. So if you are curious and that sounds like something you'd like to see, let me know in the comments, and like I said, I can set up a post over on Instagram. Since I've used everything I've brought in with me, I think I've done all my steps. Now all I need to do is go in with my lip balm. So for this one I'm going to use the NARS Laguna Afterglow lip balm, and again I did a whole review video on these lip balms. I like them, but they are very subtle. They're not a real obvious colour, and it gives a bit of colour payoff, but it's not obviously like a lipstick. I mean, this one does give off quite a kind of orangey golden shade. I just thought this would go with the top eyeshadow that I used. So yeah, I just use this, don't need a lip liner, just goes on dead easy. It's comfortable and moisturising, so it's just one of many lip balmy type products I tend to reach for if I'm just having one of those types of days where I'm not wearing too much makeup, although I appreciate this video would suggest I'm wearing a lot. Anyway, the last thing I do is I go in with a setting spray, and I use the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. I really like this because it works, but more importantly, it doesn't contain alcohol, and I don't like spraying like alcohol denant on my face. I know it works, but it's like, to me, you might as well spray hairspray on your face. I know people do that. I personally wouldn't. Yeah, I feel comfortable using it. It works really well, and I love it. This is actually a mini version. I've got another mini version, so I've not rushed out to buy the full size yet. But you can see how much I've got left. Again, this came in the advent calendar. Yeah, I'll definitely get a full size when it runs out. So okay, so maybe I should do like a before and after. This is the after, obviously. So yeah, this is just a bit of a chatty get ready with me. I think they're always going to be chatty if I film them, because I kind of talk a lot, hence probably why I do YouTube, because, you know, it just gives me a chance to talk all the time. But yeah, if you've enjoyed the video, do let me know in the comments underneath. I would love it if you'd give me a thumbs up. It lets me know you're enjoying the content I'm producing, and I'd love it if you'd subscribe and click that notification bell to be notified when my next video goes live. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.